And we're back.
Hello.
Yep. All right.
Please identify yourselves.
I'm here because of the stupid idiot little lizard guy who's currently trying to get the meat off your tent decided to throw and cook his meat in a demonic, I'm assuming demonic portal, which has brought us here. I apologize. I am not a happy camper with him right now, so if you want to cook him, I'm all for it.
I just stare at her and blink blankly.
Since you threw your ham away, I figured like right about there.
Yes.
All right.
Did you really make a piece of ham?
Yeah, it's a chunk of ham.
Jesus Christ.
Have you eaten? Are you thirsty? Do you need a place to recover?
We're currently, I don't know where we are. We got split up from the rest of our group. So I'm not entirely sure where we are. Do you have a map? Can you show me where we are?
Don't have a map. I'm just out here doing some light hunting. I'm usually a bouncer at the Crow in town. And I thought it's closed for a while, and I thought I'd pick up some money by dropping some small animals for market.
That's a pretty good idea. I mean, if you want to drop the lizard and split the gold. I'm just kidding. Can I roll something to see if I recognize these woods? Having to be quite familiar with forests and stuff.
You know what? I will say give me a nature check with advantage. So you can just click the nature skill twice, and then we'll take the higher number.
Nature.
Just more, I think, because of like your background and that. Okay. It's not so much a forest. This particular part is kind of one of the drier parts of the area. It's actually more of a swamp. It's not an area you particularly recognize, but you do at least recognize the landscape. There is a number of swamps. It's possible. I mean, you do kind of remember Bardus talking about like where he was from. It's might be there. It could be it could be anywhere you guys are. It's not necessarily a place you would have recognized.
Okay. I am not comfortable with the fact that I am babysitting this lizard. I ask, is it Sylvester?
You don't know yet.
I don't know. Do you have any rope so we can tie the lizard man down so I don't have to worry about watching him? Make sure you watch your belongings. He's got sticky fingers.
I walk over here.
Do you want me to tie up your friend?
He's not my friend. He's more of a nuisance. He's a part of our team, I guess. I don't know. He's just kind of like a tag-along. I'd rather him not get into your stuff. He has a bad tendency of taking shiny things.
I don't have any shiny things.
Okay, well, I would...
I have my 12 pigeons that I have caught, and 6 rabbits, and 2 beavers.
Well, he might try and eat them, so, I mean...
Well, I can put a rabbit on the fire.
That would be good. It's not going to satisfy him. We should probably try to cook his meat. I don't know. But I'm going to go through... I pull open my bag and start digging through it to see if I have rope. Figure out how to tie that dude down, at least so we don't have to worry about him running away with his sheer stupidity. Thinking that Barbus would be quite upset if...
Do you want to use my beaver cage for him? Is he the right size for it?
I don't even know what size he is.
He would be a bit too big for a beaver cage.
I think he's a little too big for that. Do you have anything for bigger critters?
I do have some noose and snare lines for bobcat and for a coyote.
I don't think that'll work.
And I have some leather strappings that I use to tie the animals together when I take them to market. We could.
What the hell kind of alignment are these characters? Let's beat up and tie up this random lizard.
But,
I'm angry at you, so I don't really care at the moment.
why don't we just talk to him and see if he wants to come in closer to the fire and warm up? Or
You can try. I don't really understand him very well. He, as far as I know, does not speak common. So, I mean, you can try. But I would feel better if we tied him down. But that's just me. I'm also very angry at the idiot for dragging me here. But it is very nice to meet you. What did you say your name was?
I'm a Sylvester. Most people call me Sil.
Alright, so, nice to meet you, and
And who are you?
I am Elnira, and the lizard guy is... I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Is it just Q?
Quack.
Quack. Yeah, this is Quack. I think that's what we called him. Not to be confused with a duck. Though he
Quack.
probably got the intelligence level of a duck.
Don't think he ever actually gave you his name. Nobody's ever asked.
Alright, so the lizard man, I just call him lizard man. I don't know his name. We just kind of found him and he's been following us, and we keep him out of trouble.
Come over here, little one. And rest by the fire. And you too, Mr. Lizard.
I poke my head around the tent and just look at you blankly. And then I blink one eye very slowly while the other one stays completely open.
I just kind of sit as close as I can without burning myself by the fire.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a little damp out. It's kind of like, at this point, it's hard to tell because of the lighting and all that, but it's actually like more towards like early morning, just before dawn. But it's still got a bit of the morning dampness in the air.
I was getting ready to pack up to head into town to the market to sell these goods. Would you like to come with me?
I would. I don't know how we're gonna get Lizard Man over there to follow. He's not one that likes to follow directions. He's not...
You follow his ham?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know who. I guess I'll give control of this ham to whoever wants to hold it.
So, Sil starts breaking down the camp while he lets the young lady, Elnra, watch the
It's
rabbit
more fun.
the rabbit that's on the fire, and he breaks down the camp and he slings over his shoulders the brace of rabbits, and his pack is bulging, and he's got 11 pigeons, and he's got 3 beavers, and then he picks up the ham and slides a loop around the ham and slides it over his shoulder, and pats it and says, "Oh, well, I hope he follows." I hope he follows.
Yeah, that
as
lizard's
soon
no
as the-
longer my
As
responsibility.
soon as the rabbit is done, we'll take off.
Sounds good, but I am not being held responsible for any bullshit that lizard gets up to. Make sure you keep your, any shiny money you get, keep to yourself and put it in your shoes or something that the lizard can't get his grubby little hands on. He'll take it in a heartbeat.
I find it sad that the lizard has more money than your character.
Doesn't sound like you like him at all.
Right now I do not. I'm not very fond of him. I wonder if there's any slave traders I could sell him to.
He's a cute, engaging little guy. It looks like.
You want him? You can have him. Totally, you can have him. I don't want him.
My little fin pops up on my head for a minute, and I start looking around mischievously. Is this our travel music?
It's funny because I can't actually hear the bop for some reason. Just weird.
Is
Oh,
your
there we go.
volume all the way down?
Yeah, it was way down. It's a really quiet song. I didn't realize that.
Nah, I have it turned up a little bit, so... Because a lot of the songs are pretty quiet that I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. And okay. So you guys are traveling then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so it would be about, I would say, about half a day to the nearest town. So it'd be getting kind of a little late in the evening once more. And eventually you guys would begin to see the entrance of the town, which I'm going to do one of them and show you guys what you see.
Ooh, that's pretty. Very eerie.
Yeah. Yes, so that is, and you would see a sign that just above the gate there says Brookhaven. And the one thing you would notice is there appears to be, as it's kind of getting a little, like later in the afternoon and that, as you kind of approach, you notice that the guards seem to be kind of just stopping and searching quite a few people. And they seem to just kind of be more or less checking everybody who's entering, and they more or less seem to be on some kind of like high alert, more than anything. Which I guess during the travel Syl would have explained that, you know, I'm assuming anyway that this would have been explained that there seems to be a bit of a curfew in the town. You know, they're not really too sure why. He doesn't know. That's part of the reason he's been out here is the bar that he's a bouncer at, because of the curfew. They haven't really been running the bar side, just more the inside. So with all the workers not drinking after work and in the evenings and having to go home to their families, they really didn't need him for a few days. So he just kind of took a few days to go out into the wilderness and kind of go hunting. Outside of this gate, this is the only drawback to using handouts. I can't ping. You would notice, you know, most of the people, there's not much of a crowd. There's just a few people trying to enter here or there. You would notice another figure, and I will let Cookie describe what you guys would be seeing.
You see a pretty young tiefling, like barely adult, who is having a heavy... It looks pretty heavy, his backpack. He's wearing common clothes, has golden eyes and a blue tint to his face and horns. And he approaches you, and is like, hello, travelers. Hi. Would you mind helping me out? I have... it's not a lot. I just need some information, if that would be fine for you.
I'm looking at a black screen still. I don't know if I'm supposed to be or not.
Yes, because there's the actual screen is just the handout that I linked you guys. That thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm just using that for this kind of
moment.
stuff.
No worries.
Yes.
I say, what can I do to help you?
I would need to know what exactly those guards are checking, and maybe why they're checking that. Yeah, that.
I can go and ask.
That would be appreciated.
All right.
Sil walks up to the guards with his heavy load. He's sweating quite a bit, and he's a little bit tired because he's got quite the load on. And he sees the guards and asks, "How's things been going, guys? I'm back."
You know, since the curfew and all that, and at least one of the guards would recognize you. He's kind of a regular around the Crow. You'd usually see him in the evenings, but not as of late because of just kind of the goings on. It's like, we can't really talk about it, but it seems like what has been going on has kind of calmed down a little, so we might actually be able to start getting back to normal, whatever it was that kind of caused all the upset and that. But as for we're just kind of checking the people as they come in and out. You know how it goes.
What you checking for?
We can't really go into it. I guess it's probably you know what? Give me a persuasion.
Me or her?
Her.
Him.
The
rather.
one who's persuading.
And if that doesn't work, I'll try.
That's fine.
Are we trying to get into the town?
Just trying to get information from a guard. That's perception. Wrong one. That's a lot better. Okay. So as you kind of talk to him a little bit, I mean, you kind of have a good rapport with him. There's been the odd night he does remember where he clearly drank way too much at the tavern, and instead of you throwing him out into the alleyway, you kind of understand that it's not always an easy job that he's got. You've kind of just stashed him away to sleep it off in a spare room here or there. So he kind of is a little more comfortable with you, and he's like, all right, well, all we know is we're just looking for somebody suspicious. There's been people that have kind of gone missing lately. We're not really too sure the hows or whys. I mean, we're not really too worried about strangers because it started happening pretty recently, so we think it might be somebody in the town. We're not sure if, it's a criminal escape or what. I mean, I'm just one of the regular guys, right? They haven't given me all that much information, but I don't even think they know what they're looking for. They just think that people are getting kidnapped. So.
Are there any sacks?
Kidnapped?
That's what we're thinking, yeah.
I found these two little ones out, and they showed up with a flash of green light. I'm just wondering if they're some of the ones that are missing.
Alright, and I'm assuming, you two go over and, Krieg, you wanted to know if there's any sacks around?
Yeah, is there any, potato sacks?
You want to give me a persuasion or investigation? Whichever you prefer. Or, sorry, not persuasion, perception or investigation.
He's gonna get us thrown out of town.
I mean, there is, but it's kind of, I don't know if you're still looking at the map, but there's kind of like a little... There is some around, there's some grain sacks and that kind of thing, but it doesn't look like most of the food stuffs and the supplies they seem to have kind of stowed away out of plain sight, either inside and that, because, well, the weather in the picture is quite dreary and rainy, and that's pretty much kind of what you guys are in right now.
I was just looking for an empty sack.
Oh, an empty sack. Probably not. No, not here anyway.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's at the gate.
Sil waves to Eleanor and the little lizard guy to step forward. And he said, "Are these two of the ones that are missing? Because I found them out in the woods with a big boom of green light."
No, not really. Most of the ones we're looking for are all, kind of, they're all locals. That's kind of the concern. We're just kind of more looking for anybody that looks kind of suspicious or maybe like a known criminal or anything like that. We're just kind of trying to get a handle on it while they try to find the people.
I start to sweat profusely.
So Sil turns back and he walks back toward the little guy that was asking us to find out information at the gate. So they're just looking for missing people. I think you ought to be all fine. If you stick close to me, I bet they'll let us through.
Appreciate it.
Wow, thank you very much. Yes. And he whispers a bit I would need you to make a perception check if you want to hear what he's saying.
Okay.
Aha!
Perception. What is with all my critical fails?
Do I need to make one as well?
If you want to listen to
if you're
what he's
listening
saying.
in,
Aha!
Okay, I'll whisper it to you. And then to the GM.
And by whisper, you're just gonna directly message them.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I guess for Elnira,
I need to go by and drop off this food at the butcher to see if I can get any funds for it. Come on in.
Alright. Okay, so. Oh, I figured you were just gonna fire it over Discord. That works.
No.
Whatever's
Oh, wait,
easier.
you got that too?
Well, I saw you typing a message, but I didn't,
Okay,
I didn't
there.
get anything.
And now you got it too.
Ah! Alright. Okay. And, yeah, no, I guess Elnira is just kind of a little too distracted with kind of what's going on. Maybe the concern about, like, people being missing and, you know.
I'm concerned about a lot of things, like where the hell's the rest of my party? Where am I? And
Yeah.
why the hell am I babysitting this lizard?
I waddle forward with my boot full of ham.
Okay. And, yeah, the guards, you know, they kind of look at you a little curiously, but they don't seem to stop you as you're moving, as you're making your way in. You don't seem too threatening, as you're kind of like waist height. And
We don't fear midgets in these lands.
not small lizard folk wearing crowns, armed with ham. No.
Chiron deflates a bit, like as though he was under stress and now it's gone.
Okay. And yeah, so you guys would be heading into the town. So for Syl, the butchers would be actually really close to the inn that you work at. It's actually next. It's like a couple doors down. It's not very far at all. And I'm gonna just reveal this because this would be the alleyway that you guys would be going through. If you can't read that sign, it is, you know, I don't know if you can read it or not.
No, I can't
Yeah.
either.
No.
Yeah, I was kind of concerned about that. Okay.
Dead Grounds in Tavern.
It's, yeah, it's the Dead Crows in
Oh.
Tavern.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I can see it now.
Yeah, after clicking on it, yeah.
And with that, yeah, that's kind of, you know. So if you guys decide to, some of you can stop in at the tavern while Syl's over at the butcher's.
Sure.
I want to go to the shadiest part of town.
Sue walks.
You're pretty much in it.
And he points at the tavern and he said, I work there, and I'm sure they'll let you in. Let me go just down a ways and stop off at the butcher's to get rid of some of this load.
Okay.
Is Chiron still chilling around somewhere?
Yeah, he's with you.
Cool. I go up and start talking to him.
Yeah, you'd be at the butcher shop there. That's hilarious that I prepped a couple stores, and this was one. So you would have been at the butcher's.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
Is the Thieves' Cant legit just a different language?
No.
Yes. Well, it kind of is. It's like an encrypted. It's like sign language, basically.
It
it's
is
like-
more like trying or
yeah.
using the common language, but not in the way that other people do, and hiding messages in it.
Yeah.
So can I like be out the alleyway just kind of like occasionally saying, here kitty kitty, here kitty kitty, in a little Thieves' Cant?
Yeah, you could totally be doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, you could be doing that. All right, but there wouldn't really be anything going on. And as for Celia, she'd be at the butcher. Be somebody that you kind of, you know, you recognize, you've met him a couple times, in the past. He's, his son actually works at the inn that you work at. He was working at the inn.
Hey, Armin, I got some critters for you.
That'll be nice having some fresh meat to actually sell. Not everything I mean, it'll add a little bit of variety.
Yes.
So,
I have 6 rabbits, but we cooked one, so I have 5 rabbits, 11 pigeons, and 3 beaver.
okay. So you would know his name as Tyg, Tyg.
Instead
Yes.
of, okay.
Sorry. And so for Tyg, he'd be, I'd be like, I could probably spare. I mean, you know what? I could probably spare maybe 2 gold coins for the lot, 3 at the most. Not a whole lot of meat on a rabbit.
Pigeons.
Sorry, pigeons.
And the beavers don't taste it.
No, I would imagine not. So, I mean,
What a good pelt, so.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could take the pelts over to somebody, get them. You know what? Yeah, let's do 10 gold. That seems fair. What do you think?
Well, I guess that'll do. You want me to go out in the morning and try and get more?
No, that should be okay. I've got somebody who I've been, helping me out with meat on a semi-regular basis, and
Thank
You know-
you, Tug.
with that he just kind of goes over to this container, pulls out like a small sack of coins, and comes back over to you, and he just kind of passes it over to Sil, and he's like, yeah, feel free to come by anytime you got any kind of spare meat or need anything. He almost seems to almost have a bit of sadness or bitterness in his eyes, because it would be at this point you would remember that his son used to be the bouncer at the inn at one point or another, but that was before you showed up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna head back to the Crow, and I'll be seeing you around. If you need anything, you just holler, all right?
All right. And he gives you a nod. Goes back to work, just kind of chopping up some meat. And I'm assuming everybody else was going to the inn. I mean, this can be basically Cree just kind of hanging out outside.
I would appear to be a little bit crazy because I'm just using my little thieves' kit, almost like I'm trying to deliberately call a shady person or something.
Yeah.
I still have the ham dangling from my backpack.
Okay. Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't seem to really notice anybody at the moment. It's kind of weird, for a lack of a better way of putting it. You just seem to not really have gotten the attention of anybody in particular,
Okay.
as best you can tell.
Is there anybody in the streets?
No, not at this hour. I mean, there are still some people that are a little concerned about the curfew and all that.
Or head on in if you want a place for the night, and I'll see if we can heat up that rabbit.
Guess
You
I'll
want
just
this-
live here in.
All
Do
right.
you want this ham heated up as well, little one?
Sounds good to me. I could use up some food.
All right.
How
So,
about you,
I
Mr.
in-
Lizard?
I invite the Kiran to join us.
okay.
Thank you.
All right.
I blink at the big one very blankly and waddle in.
Okay. As you guys waddle in, the inn seems to be fairly empty for the most part. You got, as I almost hit a bookmark and almost kicked myself into the game, that would have been fun. So, Sil, you would know bartenders at the counter there. Just make sure I'm on the right layer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would know, obviously, is your employer. His name is Ezrin. And in front of him is the barmaid and Jillian.
What's her name again?
Jillian. I'll just... That is the barmaid's name. Ezrin is a dwarf. And this just appears to be a couple other patrons that are, here at this point. Now, I would say, hold on, Cree, how close are you to... Yeah, okay, that is close enough. So, Cree, as you make your way into the bar, almost immediately you notice this, this particular man seemed to take immediate interest in you as he was looking at a book and immediately closed it and is just staring intensely at you.
I waddle up to the other end of the table and get in a weird staring contest with him and lick my eyeball.
It's at this point you notice he's not staring at you so much as he's staring at your crown.
I continue to lick my eyeball.
And as he's staring, he's just like, where did you find that?
What is he speaking?
He's speaking common.
I play dumb, and I start speaking the draconic language.
Can I drag him by his tail over to where Chiron is?
Well, it's funny because as you get within 10 feet of him and start to drag him, he looks over at you and kind of gives you the same sort of look, and he's like, you've got the other piece.
Excuse me?
It's a matching set. And he looks kind of just off into the distance for a moment and stares back at the pair of you and just quietly mutters, not every magical object is made cursed. Not all of them are come cursed. Some are
Can you
from
speak a little
Terran
too loud
made.
for me?
Oh, all you have to do is you just, in the chat, you just right-click on the bot, and then you just move the user volume down. So,
Where?
in the in the voice chat.
Oh, I'm at, it's time for me to take a break. So,
Yep, good call,
I'm
'cause I
taking
need
a
a break.
small break.